morning came too soon. Not because of the hour, but because of what it carried. A silence that wasn't peaceful anymore. It was hollow. I woke to the same sunlight streaming through the curtains, but it felt wrong, dimmer. As if the color had faded just slightly, like an old photograph losing its richness. My hands gripped the edge of the bedsheets, cold. I hadn't dreamed. That more than anything, unsettled me. Until now, every night since I'd arrived had been filled with vivid fragments, sounds, textures, memories I couldn't place. But today, nothing. As if the thread that tethered me here was fraying. I dressed slowly, mechanically, reaching again for the green dress, still hanging near the window. My hands shook as I buttoned the back. I didn't want to admit it to myself, but part of me feared this could be the last time I'd wear it. When I opened the door, Charles was already waiting for me in the hallway, holding a small bouquet of flowers, daisies and lilacs, bright and clumsily wrapped in ribbon. He smiled, but there was something in his eyes. He knew, maybe not everything, but enough.
For you,
he said. I took them, pressing them to my chest. They're beautiful.
You look...
He hesitated, then shook his head slightly, as though the words he wanted weren't enough.
You look like a memory I never wanted to forget.
We walked through town again, retracing the same paths, but everything felt changed. The people on the street moved slower. Faces blurred past me, some half familiar, others flickering strangely at the edges, like a film reel skipping frames. I blinked hard. I'm sorry, I whispered, more to the world than to Charles. I think something's wrong. He stopped.
Wrong?
The air around us suddenly felt thin, distant. A ringing began in my ears, quiet, high-pitched, like a far-off whistle. I reached for his hand. It was there, solid, warm. But then, only for a second, his hand flickered, like static, like he was being pulled from a bad signal. And then it was normal again. I gasped, stumbling.
Evelyn!
He caught me.
What's happening?
I clutched at his coat. It's not staying. This world, your world, it's slipping. His face paled, but he didn't let go.
Is it time?
I shook my head. I don't know. I don't know what controls it. The ringing in my ears grew louder. Around us, the town shifted subtly, colors dimming, edges dulling, sound muting as if someone were turning down the volume of reality itself. I looked up into his eyes. Don't let me go. But I didn't say it. Because I knew he couldn't stop it. He pulled me into an alley, away from the street. We pressed against the wall, both breathing hard.
I won't lose you,
he said, gripping both my hands. Charles, my voice broke. We don't get to choose. He stared at me like he could burn through time itself if it meant keeping me here.
Then tell me what to do,
he said, desperate now.
Tell me how to keep you.
I shook my head, tears slipping down my cheeks. There's nothing you can do. And still, he held on, as if love alone could rewrite time. We returned to the hotel before the sky could darken. The town around us had begun to blur, just slightly. Windows flickered between lit and dim. A newspaper headline changed mid-glance. A child's laughter echoed twice, like a looped recording. I said nothing. If I spoke, I would cry. And if I cried, I feared the illusion would snap entirely. Back in my room, I paced. My hands trembled as I touched the objects that had anchored me here. The dress, the photograph, the old hotel key still on the vanity table. Each piece had been part of the doorway, the ritual, but none of it seemed real anymore. Charles watched me from the window, silent. He didn't ask questions now. He only waited. I turned to him, heart aching. "Do you remember the first thing you ever said to me?" I asked. His eyes searched mine.
Yes, I said you looked like someone I'd always been meant to meet.
I smiled through the tears. And I knew right then, I was already too late. He came to me, slowly, carefully, as though I might vanish before he reached me. His arms wrapped around me, and I pressed my forehead against his chest. I could hear his heartbeat, steady, strong, devastating. "I don't want to leave," I whispered.
I know.
"I'm scared."
I know that too.
He held me tighter, and I felt the sob escape before I could stop it. The kind that shakes your bones and empties your lungs. The kind that's too old for words and too deep for explanation. Charles didn't speak. He simply held me through it, letting me fall apart inside the only arms that had ever felt like home. When the silence returned, heavier than before, he pulled back enough to look into my eyes.
Where are you from, Evelyn?
He asked. Not demanding, just asking. I hesitated. For so long, I'd protected the truth, wrapped it in half-answers and silences. But now I owed him everything. 70 years from now, I said, from the future, from 2025. His face didn't contort in disbelief. No laughter, no horror, only sadness, deep and unflinching.
How?
He finally asked. I laughed once, dry and tired. I don't know, I just followed something, a feeling, a photograph. I came here because I saw you. He reached up, brushing a tear from my cheek with his thumb.
I think I've been waiting my whole life for you to find me.
My hands cradled his face now. I wanted to memorize it, the lines around his eyes, the warmth of his skin, the way he looked at me like I was real, and this was real, even if it wasn't supposed to be. If I disappear, I whispered, please don't think it wasn't real. Don't let the memory become a dream.
I won't.
Promise me. He nodded, forehead against mine.
I'll never forget you, not even when the stars forget their names.
But even as we stood there, wrapped in each other, braced against time, I felt it coming. A tug, a shift in the air, like gravity leaning in the wrong direction. The flickering had stopped pretending. Time wasn't unraveling anymore. It was pulling. Hard. My reflection in the mirror shifted, 1 second dressed in 1955, the next in my modern clothes. The hotel wallpaper blinked, colors desaturating. The bed behind me dissolved into its modern counterpart, bland, lifeless, practical. I staggered backward. No! Charles caught me.
Evelyn?
But his voice echoed strangely, like it had to travel too far. Like we were no longer standing in the same world. My skin buzzed, not from fear, from detachment. Something deep inside me was being undone, unstitched from this place, from him. My breath hitched. It's happening. He held me so tightly, as if he could hold the universe together with his arms.
Stay. Please stay. Just hold on.
I'm trying, I cried. I don't know how. Around us, the walls shimmered. Sounds doubled and distorted. The hum of electricity from another era bleeding in like a ghost. My vision blurred. Charles's face flickered, not gone, but fading. "I love you," I whispered, voice shaking. I don't care how impossible this was. "I love you, Charles." He kissed me. Once, deeply, desperately.
"I'll find you,"
He said.
"I swear it. I'll find you again."
"I know you will." My fingers gripped his collar. The last thing I felt was the fabric slipping through my hands. Then, silence, darkness, weightlessness, and I was gone. I woke, gasping. The hotel room was different now. Clean, modern, empty of soul. The vintage mirror was gone. The walls had been repainted. The window was closed, sealed in plastic. 2025 had taken me back, as if none of it had ever happened. Except it had. Because my heart still beat like it remembered his name. Because my eyes still searched for his silhouette in every shadow. Because somewhere in time, maybe in a dream, maybe in something greater, we had loved. And that love had mattered. I rose from the bed. On the nightstand was the photograph. Still there, unchanged. But now, tucked behind it, something else. A folded piece of aged paper, yellowed, worn, carefully placed. I opened it with trembling hands. It was music, a single page, handwritten in graceful notes. For Evelyn, the moment we meet again. CH. I pressed the sheet to my chest, and for the first time since I returned, I smiled through the tears. Because he had remembered. Because he had found me. Even across the years, even through time. Charles had kept his promise.